Welcome home to the X Life Podcast. My name is Christine, and this show is the place where you and I get to talk all things love, friendship, health, fun, and personal growth. Because life is too short to be unhappy. So, you've been single for a hot minute, and you're thinking it might be time to get back out there, even though there's a little voice inside of you that's telling you you might not be ready. And it's not really what you need. You might be lonely or even bored, missing the thrill of something new. Your friends are pressuring you, or you're putting pressure on yourself. You're thinking, shouldn't I be ready to move on? Or I'm supposed to have found the one by now. Like, let's get back out there already. And maybe you just want to pretend the past didn't happen and move on. Now, I know that it's tempting to rush back out there and avoid dealing with all your stuff. But what if I told you that was the number one mistake we're all making? Before we get into why that's a mistake, let's talk about the thing that you're not doing instead. And that is dating yourself. Dating yourself is what you need to get comfortable doing. You allow yourself the time and space to heal. And it's way more fun than you could possibly imagine. Coming up, I'll give you 8 uniquely awesome ways to get your single date on. But before that, we have to talk about your closet. Yeah, I know, that was a weird pivot, but hang with me. So we all know that Amazon Prime Days are huge. We just had some a couple weeks ago, and if you're anything like me, you got some great deals. Like, I don't know about you, but I'm a sucker for buying cheap dupes of brands like Free People. And so I made a lot of purchases, and a few days later, all these boxes were on my porch, and I excitedly unboxed them, and I go to my closet, try to put them away. There's no room. You ever tried that? There's just not an inch to be found, a centimeter to be found. Everything's packed in there so tightly. So even though I really wanted and needed some of those new clothes, there just wasn't room to squeeze in anything else. I think we've all been there, right? So upon closer inspection, I noticed that the closet is full of old clothes. Like, they either don't fit anymore, or like they don't fit my body, or they don't fit my life. Like, for example, back during COVID, just before, I had been in the office more and the environment was different. But like after COVID, for example, I really didn't need all those business clothes anymore because the atmosphere changed in the office. So just an example. So on the other hand, I was hanging on to some clothes thinking, well, they'll fit again, or they'll come back into style. And they served me well, and I really loved them for years, right? So maybe you're starting to see where I'm going here. Maybe does this sound like your exes, perhaps? Sometimes you've just hung on to the old, but it's taking up room in your closet and your life. Room that is valuable and can be used for what you want and need now. Okay, so now comes the task of cleaning out the closet. Seems like it's not going to take very long, right? Just to fit in the new clothes and be done with it. Maybe a couple hours and it's over. Not exactly. It really does take a lot longer than you think to go through everything and decide if it's trash or if it's something you can donate, or, you really love it and you want to keep it. You're really determined to keep it because it makes you happy. Once you've gone through everything, you actually have the room for the new things. Room for what fits you now, matches your style, and reflects what is next and best for you. Therefore, not cleaning out your relationship closet before jumping back into dating again is the number one mistake we're making. Just like when you clean out your closet, it also takes time, like we mentioned. The first and most important step is to take the time to make the room for yourself, which then allows you to be ready for the person you deserve. That person who fits the new you, fits you well, adds just that extra sparkle, while also lets you continue to be your own person. So how do you actually take the time for yourself? Well, you take the time for yourself by dating yourself. I know that sounds weird, but how do you get to know that you're comfortable being by yourself, especially if you've never been or it's been a really long time? Dating yourself is really a lot of fun and will help you to realize if you're standing comfortably on your own, independent and happy, while at the same time allowing you that valuable time to heal and get to know the new version of yourself. I'm going to give you 8 dating yourself ideas, but remember, take these as suggestions and places to start only. Tailor this to you and what things you like to do, your interests. This is definitely a fun and rewarding process that you don't want to miss. Let's ease into it with number 1, which doesn't actually involve even leaving your house, since I know everyone's at a different place right now. You can do things at home, like journaling, any type of reflection, meditation, prayer. We will actually get super intentional with this step in the next episode, so stay tuned. Number 2, go see a rom-com or a movie that you want to see that really no one else is interested in seeing with you. Go sit in your favorite part of the theater with your favorite snacks, soda, whatever you like. If you're anything like me, you're stopping at a dollar store or Five Below and grabbing it at a much cheaper price than the movies. But then again, if you love the movie popcorn, grab a big bucket all for yourself and get cozy in the corner and enjoy the movie. I just thought of something. Despicable Me 4 is, I don't know if it's out yet or coming out, but my husband wants nothing to do with me in terms of seeing it with me because I am one of those people that find it super funny. So I laugh so loud in the theater and I embarrass them. So yeah, that's a great example of a movie that I would love to see by myself. And I'll have the most fun by myself because I don't have somebody sitting next to me looking at me like I'm crazy because I'm laughing a lot. You get the idea. So, in terms of saving money, I think it's really important to point out that you can buy those snacks somewhere else and just sneak them in. You put them at the bottom of your purse or whatever. And, I even had fun teaching my son this trick too. I mean, why not save money where you can, right? The other thing is sometimes you really want to go see a movie. Like I went and saw the Taylor Swift Eras Tour movie. And I know a lot of people went and saw that with friends or whatnot, but I really didn't have any friends that were into it. But it was so great because I went in there and there were so many daughters with their moms, dressed up and, dancing. They actually all got up and ran to the front of the movie theater. We're just having a great time. And that made me have a great time. And I wasn't self-conscious about singing along to all the songs. So, trust me, it's just a fun experience to go to the movies by yourself if you haven't tried it. Another idea, number 3, is go to a bookstore and just peruse the books for hours. Oh, and I just thought of another one. Along with that, my actual favorite place to go is the library. Yeah, I know. I've been telling you guys what a bookworm I am. But there's something really cool about perusing a bookstore or a library and just taking your time and looking at all the titles, pulling out books, reading about it, figuring out if that's something you're interested in, being spontaneous. And the good thing about the library is it's free. So you can get out as many books as you want. So I really enjoy that. But if you do go to a bookstore and you just want to buy some, if you love to buy your books and keep them, then maybe grab a coffee on your way out. I know Barnes & Noble has a coffee place in there, so enjoy yourself. Maybe number 4, take your laptop and work at a Starbucks. Just get out of the house, go to Starbucks, get a little corner for yourself, and grab a coffee. Just a different environment. Something to switch up your workday a little bit. Number 5, pack yourself a picnic. Maybe a charcuterie board, some fruit, and go to a park, a reservoir, a lake, something nearby where it gets you away from your house, but you can enjoy kind of being outside and a relaxing environment. Along those lines, if you want a little exercise, number 6 is just for you. Ditch the treadmill and the gym and get outside for a walk and some vitamin C. Wait, vitamin D. Okay, yeah, I need some myself apparently. You could even then reward yourself on your way back from your walk or when you get home. Just order some healthy takeout to pick up. That way you've gotten some exercise in, but you're also getting a little indulgence as well. Number 7, eat in at a restaurant. I know this can be one of the most intimidating things to do. So if you want to start slow, I know I really enjoyed going to like a Noodles and Company or a Panera Bread, something like that, that had little tables you could eat at inside, but it wasn't as intimidating as having a waiter. So it wasn't like you were going to a table and they're clearing away a place setting, but you could just go order your food, pick it up, and get a table by yourself. And what made me feel more at ease was I would take a book with me. I mean, you could use your phone if you wanted or a Kindle. But then I would just sit in my little corner. I always say corner. I like corners because then I can look out at everybody and kind of be in my own little area. But it kind of is a good way to get used to eating alone and in a public setting. Then you could advance to maybe going to a bar and sitting at the bar. And if you would like, then go to a restaurant and order something and be waited on. But I did find it more comfortable for me to just go in somewhere where I didn't have to be waited on. And then I just grabbed my food, got a table, and enjoyed my meal, eating slowly and reading a book. I know I keep pushing the book thing, but if that's not for you, do what you like. If it's playing a game on your phone or just sitting there relaxing and eating, I think it's something cool to try. Now, before we get to number 8, let me just say that I realize that a lot of these ideas can seem scary and intimidating because you're going out in public and that can be something new for you. And it does take you kind of acting brave before you feel it. And you've already kind of done that because you've moved on from something that wasn't working for you. So you were brave and you have been brave. So to move on a step further, it's all about elevating your independence right now. And everyone's at a different place. But like I said, I remember when I was younger, I had to really put this into effect before I felt it. Like I just had to act brave. So an example, like I was thinking about this story where back in the day, I was trying to get promoted, kind of from an administrative job. And I needed some education first because it was like on the job training was very helpful. Don't get me wrong, but I wanted to prove that I had educated myself and I had taken those steps to learn more. And I really wanted the job. So it involved not only some self-study courses, but also an in-person course downtown in the city. And that was really scary for me. At the time, I was 19 years old. Well, maybe 20. But I hadn't ever been downtown by myself. So this was kind of a new experience. And it was in an area that I wasn't familiar with. So I kind of just, put on my big girl pants and did it. I signed up and I forced myself to go. And then after that, to further, put on another brave face, I did get the job. I did get promoted, but then I had clients that I had to visit that were, some of them were in some shady areas, let me tell you. But I had no choice because I had to go visit these clients every month. So what I did was I figured out with all of these things, like what would make me feel more comfortable. So back in that time, I'm really going to age myself here. There was no GPS on your phone or in your car. And you had street maps. Like I had Rand McNally street maps in my car. I had the fold up ones and I had the big ones. And I would map out how I would get to these destinations. And tricky part with our city is that they are one-way streets. So you have to really know what you're talking about. I couldn't Google everything like you can now. So I had to work out how I was going to get there, and I took the time to prepare myself ahead of time. I had a notebook with every client and the directions I would go, as well as like the parking situation. Was I parking in a garage? Was it a lot? Was it nearby? Like, what was this area like? I would talk to people and get more comfortable. And that's what I recommend you do, is just prepare yourself like a little toolkit. Like, all right, what could go wrong? What would make me feel comfortable doing this? And, check all those things off so that you're ready. And then when I was there, when I was downtown or whatnot, I was always very self-aware of my surroundings. I would look around. I would see where everybody was and make sure if I felt like someone was too comfortable, I would, not too comfortable. If I felt like someone was too close, I would move away from them. And I would always look around to make sure I wasn't followed or being followed. So safety is a number one priority always. And definitely don't let it keep you from trying new things or going new places, but just be aware of what's around you. Nowadays, I make a point of paying attention, not being on my phone, and looking around. I don't want to be distracted. And if I ever get a bad vibe or a gut feeling that something doesn't feel right, I get away from that person or group immediately. I cannot stress enough to trust your gut. You can even arm yourself with what makes you feel comfortable. Through this job I ended up getting, sometimes I wasn't making people happy. And at one point, someone was actually threatening me online. And when I went to the police to report this incident, they recommended that instead of mace, that I get myself a can of wasp spray. Apparently, it shoots from a further distance away, so you don't have to be as close as you do with mace. And the spray is much more potent. So you better believe I got myself a big purse and a big can of wasp spray to keep on me. And this was back when my son was much younger too. So I wanted to be prepared to protect both of us. Now, I never ended up having to use it, but it made me feel so much better just to have it with me. So, believe me, I did not feel brave at the time, but I did get brave by doing all this hard stuff, And then I felt like I really accomplished something, and I was motivated. I wanted to get a promotion. I wanted to do good at my job. So I think finding your motivation is helpful as well. And then it was really empowering. It really was a good base for my life in helping me to feel brave and facing new and scary things, because I know I've already accomplished so much and overcome a lot of fears. So you can too. So now that we've covered this safety matter, let's get on to the final idea, which is number 8. And this is all about, and I put this as number 8 because I feel like if you've progressed through all those other things, tried a lot of those other things, the number 8 is all about relaxing and pampering yourself, like a fun and indulgent reward for trying all the new scary stuff. And this one involved something along the lines of booking yourself that spa day or that mani-pedi. And if you don't have a lot of money, just do it at home. Make yourself like a really nice bubble bath with a bath bomb or lavender oil. Put on some spa music. Lather yourself with some body lotion afterward. And then get yourself like a fluffy robe. I'm sure you have a comfy robe. And it doesn't have to be pretty. It just has to be comfortable. Put your hair up. Maybe put some like deep conditioner in. And give yourself a facial. Give yourself your own manicure. Then settle in for the evening. Relax. Get yourself a nice drink, glass of wine. Watch a movie. Watch some Netflix. Read a book. Anything. I know I keep talking about the book thing. Sorry. I hope that's like something where you're realizing that that's my thing, but do your thing. What do you enjoy doing? Is it a puzzle? Just something that is relaxing for you. That says, wow, okay, I feel good about myself and I'm proud of myself, so I'm going to treat myself. What is that? So to recap, spending this valuable time dating yourself really allows you to breathe and reflect and get comfortable. Spending time with you and your thoughts. And you might be surprised at what this time actually reveals about what you actually like, what things you want to do or try going forward. And then, like, when you add a partner into your life, like, what solo things are you going to want to keep doing? I think that's really important, particularly like I said in the beginning, if you kind of got away from spending time by yourself and enjoying your own company. Enjoying your own company is a blessing, trust me. I really found my single time to be such a special time. And now that I'm married again, I still like to make time for myself like that. I still really enjoy it. And it's what helps to feed me and helps keep me calm and recharged so I can give more to everybody else in my life. I just thought of another idea. And I also really like when I'm by myself cooking for myself. So this is like a bonus idea. Find a meal that doesn't look too complicated, put on some music, and just take the time to make yourself a meal. It can be any meal, really. It can be a nice salad, it could be a yummy breakfast, or it can be like a pasta dinner or something that you see someone you follow make all the time, and you've always said, I want to try that, but I don't have the time. This could be a good opportunity for you to do that. Okay, moving on. I just gave you my 9th out of the spur of the moment idea. Now the final step, which allows you to really see the payoff of dating yourself, is dealing with all of your stuff. once and for all. So in the next episode, we'll complete the relationship closet clean out by uncovering together how to not keep dating the same man, just in a different body. Yeah, that's going to be a fun one. So in the meantime, have a great day, and I'll see you next time on the X Life Podcast, where you leave behind your ex life for your next life.